Okay, you guys, this is one of those days, and I'm going to put it when it's just dark and it's just kind of in the winter. Oh, let's just go to sleep. No, you got to move a little bit. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to preface it with that. All right, here we go. I think we're starting. Yes, yes, we're recording. Do you see that? Yes, no. Okay. Okay, I think we're recording. All right. Oh dear. I got my chair. Yes. I have my little balance pad. Yes. I'm going to kick off my shoes. Yes. See there? These were my little house shoes that I was walking around in. I'm going to go barefooted. Okay? This is going to be head to toe. So we're going to start with our balance pad. I'll go from the toe to the head. And how am I going to do that? I'm just going to step up on this pad. Do you realize that if you just step on the pad barefooted, just barefooted, and just do this. See this? See, we're warming up. Okay? That means make any kind of movement that you can. And if you've got up and you're on this class, well, you've done a certain amount of moving, right? But I'm going to further that movement pattern. So I'm starting here. And do you know, by being on this balance pad, barefooted, bringing my knees up, not my heels up, bringing my knees up like a little piston, I start a chain reaction, not only of warming up, of mobility, the ability to be more mobile just by doing this, just by doing this. And as you're doing this, ask yourself, am I over leaning? Those of us with joints replaced, we have to ask ourselves that all the time. You know why? It's very easy to get into a pattern where it feels easy to you, so you're going to do it rather than what you're supposed to do. Meaning, if I just did this, I would have minimal piston power or bringing that knee up, okay? Because I can go from side to side and over lean. Okay, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want you to do that. So what I want you to do is drop your shoulders, big breath through your nose as your rib cage lifts. Keep dropping the shoulder and soften the knees. Now open the toes. And when you go like this, see, you bring the knee up, okay? Right there at that moment. That's when those of us who have knees replaced, hips replaced, pain in our back, maybe we've had not a knee replaced, maybe we've had a knee surgery, an ACL tear, whatever. And you don't realize that if you don't soften that knee, you're not going to employ the muscles around the knee. You're just going to grind into that knee. It may feel like it's easier, but it's not the way you want to go. So when I go to lift my knee up here, and I'm starting at the feet, I'm going to come on up to the head in just a second. Keep your line up going. Shift, but don't do this. See? Bring the knee up. Bring the knee up. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to come here. And I'm going to lift my heel, then I'm going to lift. So this involves keeping your knees ready to move. What does that mean? That means don't lock your knees. Don't over lean, because we tend to lock our knee and then see, we can move our foot up, but we've over leaned. Okay. So I hope you're going through these little checkpoints with yourself. Okay. Now I'm just going to add an arm movement. That's it. I'm going to bring my thumb to my front of my shoulder. You should be able to feel where you're at on the pillow. Some of us might have an impaired ability to do that. And if you go too far and you put your foot down and it's caught on the edge, it might give you an anxious feeling. So every once in a while, if you feel more comfortable, drop your chin and then just dart your eyes to see where you're at on your pillow. Okie dokie. So I'm keeping my tummy tight. Every time my knee comes up, when it goes down, I squeeze my gluteal. Okay, this is something you won't hear probably, I don't know, anywhere as you're looking at all these people showing you what to do for exercise. This is called tight walk-in, where you actually contract your gluteal in your walk pattern, okay? And then I just bring my thumb to my front of my shoulder. You can even go past the shoulder and touch the outside edge of the shoulder. If you feel yourself drifting on the pad, just dart your eyes down. Don't hang yourself out like this. I'm trying to get you to where you will just drop your chin and dart your eyes. See that? That's very different. That's a very different postural move. Okay, I'm still staying with my ear over my shoulder, and I can dart my eyes and see where I'm at on the pillow. So what I'm showing you right now, in these few short minutes of warming up, working with our knee, working with our body posture, I've added the hands, and now I'm going to start adding the neck. And how am I going to do that? Well, it's very important for you to have listened to what I just said and ask yourself, am I hitting those markers? And the marker is keeping your chin tucked right now. With my chin tucked, as I move like a piston, don't overlean. If you start overleaning, I know that you blocked your knee, okay? I just know it. And your gluteal is tightening every time the toe, every time the foot goes down, you tighten. Tighten that gluteal. Yes, tighten it, just like somebody was coming at you with a shot. That's what I mean. Yeah. Big breath. Now the neck starts. So we've checked all the boxes. I'm going to turn my chin. Now, if some of you started this little maneuver that I just now did with turning my chin, and you did it quick, I can almost guarantee you that you kind of had to regroup because you lost your balance a little bit. So don't do it quick, okay? Drop your shoulders, drop your chin. Yeah, I see everybody coming in. See what I'm doing? I'm turning slowly. Then I come back to neutral right here. When I'm in neutral, okay, when you're in neutral, tuck that chin in, okay? And then turn it to the outside. Come back. Oh, it's starting to snow a little bit. Take a big breath through the nose. Don't forget, you're working like a piston with those knees coming up a little. Do not bring your heel up. If you feel yourself drifting, move it back into the center. I open my hands. I can close my hands. Open, close. I can turn, bring that chin right as far over the shoulder as possible. Then come back to center. Don't turn it over to the other side yet. Don't do that. Take a big breath. Drop your shoulders. Retract. This is retraction. This is protraction. This is what I see people coming in to classes, to school rooms, to churches. I see this constantly, okay? So retract and keep working like a piston. Don't stop that. And I'm turning and I'm opening and closing and I'm tightening my gluteal. Every time my foot goes down, I'm tightening my gluteal. Take a big breath. Come to center. Don't tilt your head. Bring the chin around to the shoulder, okay? Open and close, And I want you to bring your chin around. So you're trying to get it over the shoulder. You might not, but that's what you're striving to do. You're trying to get this chin right here. Okay? And you're opening and closing your hands as you're bringing them up. Every time your foot goes down, you open those toes and you squeeze the gluteal. Yes, you do. And you keep breathing through your nose. And I'm squeezing. I'm opening and closing. See? Opening and closing. Big breath. Bring that chin all the way over. Pretend I'm right there. I'm standing in front of you. And when you turn, I'll guarantee you that some of you are turning your chin. You know what you're doing? You're tilting your head like this. Don't tilt the head. Bring that chin over. So pretend I'm putting my hand right here on your chin and pushing it just gently. And then I come back to center. And I keep opening and closing. And I turn and I get that chin over the shoulder. And I do it multiple times because this is a valuable thing in finding out what do I have to do to keep breathing, squeezing those gluteals one at a time, open and closing my hands one at a time, making sure I'm not over leaning, because that's what we do when we have a lot of times when we have replaced joints, or we have a hip problem or a knee problem. That's how we walk. We do this because we're protecting and it doesn't hurt as bad. And so we think, okay, that's what I need, how I need to walk. And it is not. And you don't want to walk like that. Okay, now bring those hands down. Big deep breath. Now we're going to move from straightforward movement. We've started turning the chin. Now we're going to drop. We're going to drop the head with the ear acting like it's going to our shoulder. See that? I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to go back here. Okay. Now I'm putting this one in specifically for Kay. I got you, Kay. Look, put your hands here and just pull those shoulders back. See? Drop the shoulders. Now pull them back. And here's my hands. See this? So I'm going to come here, do it all over again. Drop the shoulders, pull them back. But at the same time now, instead of lifting the knee, all I want you to do is lift your heel. And I want you to press into those toes gently. So lift the heel, press into the toes. So now you don't have to worry about, bringing the foot off the pad and losing your balance and that type of thing. So the shoulders down, pull back, pull the shoulders together, and then come back and do it all over again. See this? See this? Now I'm going to turn and I'm going to drop that ear. I'm going to drop that ear. Drop the ear to the shoulder. So pretend if I were there with you, I would be on one side of you and I would just gently put my hand on your head. See, I don't want to do this. No, I'm dropping the ear to the shoulder. See that? And here we go. You're going to rock and roll. Rock into a stability leg. Push into the toes. Push into the toes. Take your other hand. You're going to bring the ear to the shoulder. Rock and roll. So here I am. When you put this leg straight, don't lock it. Many of you are going to try to lock it. Don't lock it. Ear to the shoulder. Come back. Rock and roll. Ear to the shoulder. Are you pushing into your toes? Big breath through the nose and then come straight out. Okay, here we go. Now, if it's easier, you can do this and give a little pull. That's fine, not a big one. So breath, drop your shoulders, go back. They go up and down. Take one hand and pull that ear down until you feel it stretching. That's why if you do it opposite, it might work better for you. So rock and roll. Here we go. Don't lock the knee. Don't lock the knee. Now pull gently, gently. The ear goes to the shoulder. Yeah, rock and roll, back and forth. Rock and roll, back and forth. Pull it just a little more until you feel that stretch. Then you come center. Then you act like you're going to bring your ear to your shoulder. Take breath. And don't over lean. This is the ear dropping to the shoulder. It's not taking your body out of the column. See, here's the column. This is taking your shoulders out of the column. Don't do that. Drop your chin, breath, pull gently, ear to shoulder, right there. See? See there? Okay, pull until you feel a stretch right here. I told you I was going to start from the toes and the head and go right on down today, okay? This should be pulling just a little bit. Yeah, and now turn your chin up just a little. And it's giving a gentle traction stretch. Bring it back down. Okay, now let's do a swing. How are we gonna do a swing? I'm on this balance pad with my bare feet, toes are splayed. Go out as far as you feel you can, okay? And now, we're just gonna come down like this. I need to see your butt pushing back. I need to see your chin tucked. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. See this? I'm gonna hip hinge. That is very important to do. Hip hinge, the knees are soft. Bring those hands up. We've already practiced this, right? We're gonna come all the way down into our heels. Drop your butt, and now come up, and come just to here. Don't go up further than this, right here. Here we go, back down, drop your shoulders. Go way down into the heels. Bring those arms all the way around as far as you can. Drop your butt. Come back. Now I want you to push straight down into the heels and you come up a little higher, right at the head level. Here we go, one more time. All the way down and around. Bring those arms way around. Drop your butt. Breath. Come back up. Now come up as far as you feel you can come with no pain in the shoulders. Okie dokie. Soften up your knees. Some of you have locked your knees here. Come all the way up. Drop your shoulders way back here. Here we go. Two more. We're going to come down, 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 down. Drop your chin. Now drop your butt. Do not put your head down lower than your butt. Get your butt down. Then come back around. Push into the heels. Come all the way up. Okay? Drop those shoulders. Drop the shoulders. Here we go. Last one. All the way around. Around and down. And get your butt down. Get your butt down. Get your butt down. Bring those arms all the way over. And then push into the heels and come up. All the way open. Then you go up into a Y. Just like this. Bring one hand so that the bicep is at the shoulder. And the other hand's going to come right back down here. Just like that. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Drop your shoulders. And switch. I want the bicep at the ear. Yeah, just like that. Bicep at the ear. Really reach. Really reach. Yeah. Take a breath. Switch, switch, switch. Here we go. Bicep at the ear. Way down here. Okay? And then come back. Soften those knees. Now, before we step totally off of this pad, you got to stretch that calf, because if you were with me on Monday, if you were doing that move with me the whole time, I will guarantee you got a little sore in your calf. Okay? So what I want you to do is take one leg, put it on the edge of the pillow or the balance pad, let the heel drop while you keep this knee bent. This leg is very straight. Okay? Just like that. Yeah, straight. Don't bend it at all. This one is bent. Have a chair where if you get off balance a little bit, you can put your hand on a chair, a counter, whatever. You should be stretching that calf. Now stay with me. This next move is a little tricky, okay? This leg is straight. It's only a 2-inch drop. If I were up on my stool or on a regular step, this would be a super big stretch. But I'm going to do it with you right here. My hand is on the chair. I am going to step forward off the pad and push the knee now forward, keeping the heel down. So now you're really stretching that. Now I want you to tighten up the quad right here. Just tighten it. And you're going to have a big stretch. You won't get that stretch if you don't tighten this. Okay? Breath through your nose. Breath through your nose. Really push this knee forward. Push this knee forward. Keep that heel down. Keep that heel down. So I warmed you up enough to where this should be a pretty intense stretch, okay, on your calf. Should be, because I've got a 2-inch drop from the heel, right? And I'm pushing the knee forward, all right? Say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, big press, yeah? Now hang out there. Now bend your knee a little tiny bit back here. Now push it back down. Now tighten up the quad and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can tighten your gluteal, but especially tighten your quad down here. Got it? You should feel a big stretch from doing just that. If you have knees replaced, if you have hips replaced, the care and the working, progressive working on our calf muscles really is important, and it's one that we don't do. That's why we get sore sometimes when we really push on it, or and we didn't do that much. I just did some toe lifts is all I did on Monday. So I'm hoping some of you got a little sore. If you didn't, I need to come to your house and check what you're doing. Okay, here I am. I'm going to do the other leg. So I'm standing here, drop my shoulders, got my chair here. I'm going to put the ball of my foot on the edge of the pillow, on the edge of the balance pad. Now I'm going to drop the heel while I bend this knee. Okay? Big breath through the nose, drop my shoulders, always, always. And what am I going to do with this chin? Yeah, I've come into a class sometimes. I see it happen at the clubs all the time when I go, if I ever go walking through a club. They may have this all good, and they're out here like this. You don't want to be that person. Teeth together, push that chin down, and you should be gently stretching the calf because my leg is straight. It's not locked specifically, but it's really straight. This knee is pushing forward. I do this one just to get the stretch going. Okay? Take a breath. Put your hand here, step off the pad into the floor, so you have a wider step. Now bend the front knee, keep the heel down. Do not bring that heel up, it's gotta touch the floor. You bend this knee forward while you're keeping your heel down. Okay, now is when you should have a tremendous stretch coming up your calf, the gastrocnemius, if you wanna know. We're not doing the soleus right now. It's that calf muscle. And some of you should have gotten a little sore. And if you hadn't even noticed it, you should notice it right now. If you were here with me Monday. Because we did strength work, but we worked the calf. Okay? Keep that knee pushing forward. Take a breath. It takes a few seconds. Don't just hit it and come off of it. Now squeeze that quad right here. Squeeze it. Now push the knee forward. Don't bring the heel up and back. It's got to be touching the floor. I know. And you might not be able to push through too far because you have to keep the heel down or you won't get the stretch. All right? So why is this so valuable? It's valuable on so many planes, but two of which is your ankle and that calf. Really getting finally into that calf. So it's really hard for us to really work that. I used to jump rope a lot, okay? Do all kinds of, you don't do stuff like that so much when you have joints replaced. Well, like, hello, we got to know this, but there's ways to get around it. Okay, take a breath, Bend the knee a little bit, now put it back. It's hardly any, just soften it and then put it back. Feel that movement? That's what I want you to be aware of. It's a big deal for people with feet problems, knee issues, hip issues. It's a big deal. Okay, come off of that. I'm going to step back and step back. Then I'm going to grab my little chair. Now that we've opened these up and gotten them moving with our feet, I'm going to put my hands on the chair and just step back. Okay? Then I'm going to drop my hips first. I'm going to bring my shoulders up to my ears. Yeah, bring them up to your ears. And then pull back out of it. Bend the knees. Push the butt back. Drop your chest way into your thighs. Take a big deep breath. The shoulders are at the ears. Push back from your butt. Okay, now come forward. Now, soften the elbows first. Yes. Drop in my chin. Yes. Line up my ear to my shoulder. Yes. Then push your heels down. Again, push your heels down. And this is a high modified chair plank. Okay? After you've done that, release your heels and bring the hips to the front of the chair. Okay? Now let your shoulders go way up to your ears and just hang there. Take a big deep breath. My elbows are soft. Hang out there. My toes are really bending. Breath, breath, breath. Now tighten the tummy. Push the butt back. And step in. Okay, now the heels down. Okay, now this is a modified runner stretch. You could do this whole stretch from the floor, but we're doing a modified one. If you want to do it from the floor, well, good for you, do it. Okay, drop your shoulders, tight tummy, drop in my chin, put my leg back, and switch. Put that heel down. Put that heel down, drop the shoulders. Keep my chin in, tucked. Yes, yes, and yes. Big breath, absolutely. Drop my shoulders, yes. Keep my chin tucked, yes. Keep my elbows soft, yes. Then I'm gonna hang out there for a minute, come back in, and I'm gonna put my elbows down on my chair. Now stay with me on this. This is a very important stretch because we're gonna stretch through the hamstrings, okay? And some people avoid this because, oh, it'll hurt your back. No, you gotta progress into it, okay? So my elbows are down at the chair. I'm gonna tuck my chin, and now I'm gonna start to straighten my legs. And now I'm gonna bring my whole body into where my knees are, okay? Straighten those legs. Let those legs stretch, and then I'm gonna take one toe up at a time. One toe comes up, the other toe comes up. And you come up and you're gonna feel it in the front of the legs. You're gonna feel it stretching all the way down to your heels. Bring that toe up, straighten the legs, big breath, and then I'm gonna bend and come back up. So you should have felt all this stretching. We've stretched thoroughly the calf, the foot, and now we're fixing to address right here. Then we're gonna come right on up into the chest and the neck again, okay? I know it. You get all of this going today. Just stay with me. So here I am on my chair. I don't want to put another pad on my chair because I want to be able to move on my chair. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to sit, okay? So let's just do a sit to stand to see how our feet are doing and how everything's feeling. My goal is actually GOWL, goal, is for anybody coming in my class for any length of time to be able to sit in a chair and come up and not hurt their knees, not hurt their hips, not hurt their back, okay? And it should be fairly smooth. It should be easy to do for you. Okay, you'd have enough strength that you can get up from a chair with no hand holding of anything. Now, that said, so I'm just going to do it 3 times, and I want you to check in with yourself. Is that fairly easy for you to do? Because here's the test. You should be able to do that right there at least 10, if not 15 times in 30 seconds. Because that's going to tell you whether you hit the frail elderly tag or you don't. So that's one of the tests that is used. Drop your shoulders, breath with the nose, exhale and come up. Squeeze your butt. Come back down. I know I did more than 3. Kathy's counting. I don't know if she's on. Drop your shoulders one more time. Check yourself. Come into here. Where is your shifting of your weight? Your hip hinging. It should be in your heels. Do not bring those knees in, okay? Don't go out with them. They should stay right there. Tight tummy, exhale, and you're in your heels and you're up, and these are squeezing. Then when you start to walk, your rib cage comes up. Yeah, that's where so many of us lose it. We do all that other stuff really, really good. And then we take the first step. What do? We start doing this. And we do like this for the first steps. That's not what you want to do, okay? Take the time, take a breath, squeeze, bring the knee up. This is the first thing I started with today. Bring the knee up. Don't start your trajectory bent over. I call it hunkering down. Don't walk that way. And many of us can control it if we're aware of it, is the point. Okay. We're going to go back down. Now we're going to address the quads. So we're going to come here and here. Now, could I do this next thing on the floor? Absolutely. And I probably will bring us to that. I'm going to check the time in just a minute. But here's the deal. There's a bunch of us that we go through situations where we just don't feel like getting in the floor. And I would probably try to push you in the floor anyway. But that's just me. I'm going to turn from the chair. I might not be on the floor doing this, but I can turn on a chair. Then do that. Get a good sturdy chair. And when you turn, your knee is headed down, okay? Your toes are very flexed. You're pushing into those toes. You got to keep that toe mobility and strength. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. But do you see what I'm just now doing? I'm dropping my chin, okay? I have my hand right here, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this hand now that I know where I'm going here, from my shoulder back, and I'm right on the edge of the chair. I want that knee headed down. I'm going to take this hand, and I'm going to put it back here. Yeah. And I'm really turning, okay? And I'm going back until I feel it through my quad. Yeah, just act like I'm right there with you, and I'm just patting you right here, trying to get you to push back a little bit more. Then I'm going to come forward and come forward. See that? Now we're not done on this one. Stay with me. Stay with me. Take your foot. The toes are flexed right now, right? Now I want you to point them into a plantar flexion, and I want you to put the top of your foot on the floor. Yeah. Okay. Correct. Anything that feels uncomfortable, make sure you're way out here as far as you can be. Okay. Take a breath. Keep the knee down. And now open right here. Open, open, open. My back is very extended. My chin is tucked. And I'm going to open here. Okay. See that? So now I'm fully open. I didn't even have to get in the floor. Right. Take a breath. Really keep that knee down. Hold it 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then slowly come back up. See that? Now we got the other leg to do, don't we? But before we do it, we're gonna come right here to the edge. See? Drop my chin, drop my shoulders, always, always. Try to line the ear up right here. That's all I'm trying to get you to do. Turn your head one side, then the other side. So we're addressing the front of the legs. For people with knees replaced and or having ACL operations or whatever, becomes very challenging to stretch through the quad and not strain that part of your knee. Okay, so I'm showing you how to do that. Drop your shoulders. We're not going to go to the other side yet. No, we're going to be at the edge, and then we're going to come forward until you feel your groin start to stretch. And you got to bring that chest right through. See that? Don't cave with the knees. Keep them right here. Okay, as I come down, take a breath, come through, and you're going to feel it in the groin muscles. Okay? Both sides. Come through just enough. Keep your chin tucked. Turn to the side. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. And here's the deal. If you at any second round your back, then I have to stop you. Okay? A, you won't feel the stretch in your groin. And B, you can strain your back. You will not strain your back if you will take your tummy, take your chest, and come forward with a very extended back. And come down just as far as you can. See, I'm going to come down here and grab my feet. I am not going to come down here and grab my feet with anybody if they have rounded their back. Don't round your back. And then hang out here for a minute. Then put your elbows here and then turn one way and push on one of your legs, on the outside leg, at opposite where you're turning with your body. Hang out there, take a breath, come to center, keep your back extended, and then opposite from the way you're turning your head, you push on that leg on the outside. So I'm pushing on my hip replace side, and this is my knee replace side. It's not hurting it at all. But man, is it helping me stretch through my groin, okay? So I'm much more mobile. Then I'm gonna come down. Now, are you ready? I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm coming up. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna drop the knee. My toes are very flexed, okay? So I'm gonna hang on right here, and then I'm gonna hang on out here. So, first of all, get yourself in position, drop your shoulders, big breath, keep your chin tucked, open back until you feel the first stretch right here. Then hold it there, just hold it there. This should be a superior stretch coming up through the bottom of your foot and your quad, okay? Drop your shoulders again, take a breath, then open back, open, keep the knee down. Big breath, just hang out here for a few seconds. Take a big breath through your nose, release, drop your shoulders. Keep your chin tucking. One more big breath. Yeah, it should feel pretty good. Breath, yes, yes. Then come forward. Now go into a plantar flex with your foot, meaning put the top of your foot on the floor. Okay, your knee is down, and now you're going to drop your chin, drop your shoulders, and you're going to go back. So this is my knee replace side. My hip replace side is up here. I'm sitting on the chair. Drop your chin, breath, 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 release, just release. Go back, just release. Yeah, hang out here. Just hang out here. Keep your knee down. Make sure your position is good. I'm going to open and open. Open and open. I'm going to turn my chin. Breath, turn my chin. Breath, turn my chin. Breath, turn my chin. Breath. Then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to hit the groin one more time. I'm doing exactly what I needed to do this morning, okay? So I'm telling you, yeah, if you have your birthdays, you feel a soreness because of a workout, It may take it a little while. I'm telling you, it feels much better now. So here I am. My legs are out here. I'm sitting to the edge of my chair. I'm keeping my chin tucked. Okay, breath. As I come forward, I got to push my butt back. Because if you don't actively do that, when you get to about right here, everything's going really good. Some of you cave by flexing your back. Don't do it. Okay, here we go. Down, down, down. Do not flex your back. You're going to go down here and grab those ankles if possible. And you're going to be pushing with your elbows out on the knees. Just push them out. Yeah, I know we did it one at a time before. Don't round your back. Don't do it. Hang out down here. Push those knees out with your elbows. Then come one, come two, and then push on the elbows and come back in. That's a much better way to get up from a very big move rather than putting it all on your back. Just bring the elbow in. That's all you got to do. And then come back up. Yay. Take a big breath. Yes. All I want you to do now, because I'm showing this to many of you who might not want to be in the floor. Where I'm going to get in the floor. I'm warning you. You don't have to. You drop your shoulders, put your hands here, okay? You dig in with your heels. You swing your butt up. You hang out here. Just hang out here. And then as you're holding here with your butt really tight and up, you shift, tighten the tummy, you bring the knee up. Bring it down, shift, tighten the tummy, bring the hips up, lift. I want you to just keep doing that. Anybody who's sitting in a chair or anybody that is even going to get in for me, just keep doing that. I'm just going to check to see where we're at. Because time flies when you're having so much fun. I know. You want to slap me right now, don't you? Okay. Ruby's checked out. She doesn't care about any of this. Okay, so you're doing this? Yes, you are. You can even give it a good stretch up there. Here we go. Shift. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Bring your hips up. Bring your hips up. Squeeze your butt. Okay, ready? You're going to bring that knee up and then you're going to extend. That's all you're going to do. Bring the hips up. Breath. Bring your shoulders up. Take a breath. Get the hips up. Big breath. Bring the knee up first. Do not start to kick until you've gotten the knee up. Yeah. Drop. Here we go. Knee. Boom. Shift. Knee. Boom. One more. Shift. Knee. And come back. Good. Take a big deep breath. Now, for those of you who want to remain in your chair or at a wall, you can do either way, or you can get in your bed and do any of this. I'm going to encourage you, especially on these Wednesday classes. I'd love for you to do it every single day of the week. What I'm going to do right now. Get in the floor and get back up. Okay, now I'm going to do a few things. So here I go. So if you want to be in your chair, that's fine. You can do these from the chair. Then we're going to be in the floor. So here I come. I'm going to come right here. I'm in the floor safely, right? I'm going to bring that leg back. And I'm on all fours. So if nothing else, at least get your little body into an all four position. And do 1, 2, 3 crawls. And then 1, 2, keep your tummy super tight, 3 crawls. If you can't do anything else, get in the floor and crawl around with an intact, in control core. So do that for 3 minutes. That's one of your 1 to 2 minute breaks. Now I'm going to come right on down. Come right on down, crawl out. I'm in the floor. Now I'm going to just roll over to one side. I'm right here. The hands are up over my heads. Point, flex, point, flex. Then I'm going to roll. I'm going to bring one leg over, push, and roll to the other side. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Then I'm going to bring that leg over, roll. Okay? You're in the floor. Before you get up from this position, I'm telling you, so we started from toes to head, and we went on up the chain, right? Now we're up here in the back of the shoulder. You want to do one move that's going to really help you. If you have osteoporosis, you have shoulder problems, get your little body in the floor, the way we are right now. Come down, as if you're going to go right on down. You got to squeeze your gluteals. Number one, tighten your tummy. Yes. You come down, you act like you're going to put your ear down. See that? Turn your head, act like you're going to put your ear down. Okay? Then you're going to take your hands and you're going to bring them just up here, and your head is off the floor. And you're going to turn. And you're going to squeeze those shoulders together and lift with your chin tucked. Then come down, turn your head so the other ear is down. Squeeze. Then come down, turn your head. Shoulders come in, squeezing in like you're trying to squeeze a pencil. Down, turn, squeeze. Breath, breath. Now you're going to reach, and you're going to keep yourself suspended. Breath, breath, breath. Then put your hands in, put your forehead down, bring your heels to your hips, just like that. Now squeeze your gluteal. You're going to come up, and you're going to come up. You're going to come up. So don't try to lift your leg unless you've squeezed your gluteals. And come up. Okay? Then we come back down. Bring those hands right underneath you. And you push. And you give a great hyperextension. And so you can be doing this at the chair. I did it before when I first started the trajectory to the floor. So that if you're in the chair, you just back off and do that again. Then you push your butt up. Then you bring your elbows in. You hang out here for a little bit, okay? Then you come up. Now, can you go ahead and get up off the floor with no chair, no wall, nothing like that? You know, you have to use I have to use my hands because I'm not going to put my replaced joints in a tight position. So to do that, you just pull your toes under, drop your chin, tighten your tummy right now. Exhale, stay into this position. Let yourself equalize, drop your shoulders, and come up, okay? Then you take a step front to back, and you turn. And you're gonna reach this away, because we're opening here. Then we're gonna swing to the center, and we're gonna go this way. So you know what you have to do? You have to call upon all these structures here, all these structures to hold you in an upright position. You notice I'm not doing this fast at all. I'm coming to the center, resetting, pulling. And this may feel real easy. It's not supposed to be super hard, but you gotta stay on balance. You gotta keep your knees soft. You gotta make those structures work to keep you on balance. When you're doing this upper body turn, transverse move, and you're stabilizing down here, okay? And you're opening right here. It's a big deal. Now, I want you to pull that leg back, okay? And bring the other leg forward. Now, if you want to make this very challenging, then make it into a line stance. It's going to be very challenging. I would encourage you that if you're going to try that, that you have a chair, a wall, something around you, because you will fall. It's not a matter of if. So I would rather stay a little shoulder width open, shoulder width, just shoulder width. Okay, see? Now I'm going to just take my hands. I'm going to go into the leg that's open in the back, drop my shoulders. Then I'm going to come center. Now all the shifting has to happen. Then I'm going to go this way. Okay, keep your chin tucked, drop your shoulders, chin tucked, drop your shoulders, come center, turn, your feet are on the floor, yeah, and then turn, okay? Now everything that I just now did, if you wanted to just do that, have yourself a chair, have yourself a wall, have yourself a counter, somewhere where you do that whole thing with one leg off the floor, okay? Now we're talking about a strengthening and a balancing drill that will really help you. So you do everything I just did with one leg down and be by a counter so that your leg is up, and now you're going to turn one side, and then you're going to turn to the other side, and you're going to maintain that balance. So you have to have a soft knee. So you work at that, and it will really help you get stronger in your whole mobility paradigm. Okie dokie. And anytime you bend over for anything, either do a split stance to get down there and get whatever it is that you're going to get. For instance, I just went down and got that. You either go split stance, back extended, or you go wide, back extended, and pick up whatever you got to pick up. Okay? So, on this very cloudy day, I hope that made you feel better. I went through everything I needed to do, and I just invited you along. Yeah, hurt me more than you.